Thank you for choosing this video. I think you'll find it worth the click. So spend some time with me and watch till the end. But of course, there are tons of career advice out there, especially when you're born of African parents. You're in great hands, right? I didn't say safe hands, I said great hands. Now, jokes aside, my parents were quite liberal and they moved with time. I, along with my sisters, we were never forced or even pressed to go and study law or become doctors or engineers. But we were told to learn English and maths, and the world would be our oyster. Now, for most people, the general advice is to study hard, to get good grades, get into a good university, work hard, save your money, and buy a home. In that order, probably. While that sounds straightforward, times have changed, right? As an HR professional, I don't need to even tell you that there is a mental health crisis in the workplace. People are, tired, they're getting burned out. Within the same workplace, I have been extremely lucky to come across people who seem to have it together, both middle-aged and the seasoned, and I mean experienced. Somehow they have managed to build successful, more sustainable careers and happiness and accomplishment without selling their souls to the work devil, as I like to call it. Now, the journey of my career started when I was in college. I wanted to study medicine, but I needed an alternative as I was not so keen on being in university for a very long time. Internet was relatively new and I could research the alternatives. So I relied on a career counselor to I could not research the alternatives. So I had to rely on a career counselor to give me, what else I could study other than medicine. He, of course, suggested that I pick computer science without further information. And then I went to university. So in my 20s, I did feel lost at times because I didn't know what else to do. Getting a job was not easy. You can't just be using your computer science degree to look for a job. That's not going to cut it. Now you need to take some certifications. If you have no access to information, then you would be missing out. So I needed to get professional certifications, which were super expensive at that time. I don't know if they're any cheaper now. And I've had different careers, from higher education to research to working for a social enterprise to public sector. Now I should add content creation. So this video is basically a summary of all the things that I wish I knew in my 20s, now that I'm in my 40s. The first is research and research and research. So try and find out as much information that benefits you as possible. I wish I had done my research to find the alternatives to medicine. That I could have studied. That would have required less studying time at university. I could have gone for midwifery. I could have gone to study to be a nurse, to be a radiographer. I could have gone into pharmacy. And many more things like that. The second lesson is that you want to keep building skills. I felt stuck in my career a few years ago. At that point in time, I bottled it all up. It was so depressing and so gut-wrenching because I knew I wanted more. So if you're unsure about what you want to do in the future, you want to focus on building skills that will allow you to design your own career path and even build your own business if that's something you want to do. So you want to learn skills. Skills build better life. When you have skills, you can take your skill with you. Anywhere you go, you can afford to say bye to your employer because the skill is within you. It's innate. The third lesson I wish I had learned in my 20s is to be audacious. The different times that I have been job hunting, while it hasn't been of the worst experiences, they could have been better. As I now work in HR, I can tell you that you don't need to be able to do 100% of everything on the job description. Nope. If you can do 70%, the top, the remaining 30% is audacity that you can apply. That's basically what it is. There is no point in you applying for a job that you can do 100% of it, that you can do all of it, because you haven't got a new job. All you've done is just you've moved employer, you've changed location. And besides, if you can do 100% of what is on the job description, you will be so bored out of your head. No medicine can fix that. You don't want boredom in your working life. The fourth is once I drew up my life's mission, I think everybody should have one. You should have a life mission. It changed my perspective on jobs that I apply for and the environment that I go into. You see, my mission in life is not to survive, but to thrive. And so I thrive where there is positive energy, where there is human transformation. I like to see the best in people, which is thinking about it as I got older and even now, it reaffirms why I wanted to be a doctor as a child or as a young person. So while there is certainly more to life than work, I have learned that the jobs that I take should empower me to have the life that I want and not to take away from it. So you want to draw up a life mission, and that life mission will help guide you to the types of jobs and the types of environments that you want to be in. Now, the final lesson I wish I had learned in my 20s, or I wish, I had probably known in my 20s, is this. Now, being an HR professional, I learned that yes, there may be many reasons why you don't get the job that you applied for. There are so many reasons that I can probably go into. There were so many jobs that I applied to that I probably would have stuck out like a sore thumb. I would have been gutted. Once I read the HR email of rejection, that one where they use a template, or we found other candidates that are more closely matching to the skills. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. I would roll my eyes. Now, as a professional, I can honestly tell you that if you don't get a particular job that you've applied for, remember that maybe you're not the person they're looking for. Period. That's what it is. Because what they're looking for, or what I mean by that, is that they're probably looking to hire somebody to be part of the team. Somebody that would have the right fit. Somebody that will be easy to work with. Somebody that will fit into the culture they already have. And by looking at you and dissecting everything that you're saying, or answering the questions that you're being given, they can tell. They can tell if you will fit into the culture they already have. It's impractical to think that they will change their culture because you're coming in. That's not possible. So it's not only about your skills, it's about your personality as well. It's about your values. So don't stress next time you apply for a job and you don't get it. Don't worry about it because the job is not for you. They are not for you. Your next one is right down the road. So those are 5 lessons from my career journey that I would not trade for the world, but I do hope that they help somebody else there. Yes, I do. Until next time. Bye, friends.